Hey folks, hello and welcome to another Divi tutorial by the team here at Divi Engine. My name is Roby and today I'm going to be showing you how to highlight links in the Divi text module with some CSS. You'll see that we add a nice cool hover effect, and when you look on the screen here, you see that when I hover these links, they pop up with kind of a background there. We change the underline and we change the text color. Now, we're going to do that super easily, but also don't forget that you'll find more great tutorials and resources just like this one on both our YouTube channel and our blog, which will both be linked in the description. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it. So depending on whether you've got an existing Divi site set up and ready to go and you just want to add this effect to your site, or whether you're just starting out, maybe you just want to test it, depends on what you want to do. If you look on my screen here, I've already got a page open here with a little bit of content on there. If we go look at the live view of this page, we'll see that I've got a slider up here, and then we've got a block of text with a bunch of links in here, but they're kind of boring, they're not really doing anything, and that's exactly what we're going to fix right now in this tutorial. So let's hop back to the back end of our Divi site. Right over here, you'll see that I've got that slider module here, then I've got the text module right here. The first thing, just to set it all up, is we can even go into visual mode here. Sometimes it's easier. And then if we look at our article, it says in the first step here, we're just going to add this class DE highlights to that text module. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. And this is why it's cool to run with the text module and the video at the same time, because it's easy to go and reference these values. But just going back here to the back end, I'm going to open up the settings for this text module. I'm going to click on the Advanced tab. I'm going to expand CSS ID and classes. And then on CSS class, I'm going to paste that CSS DE highlights class right in there. And when I say OK, we'll see that nothing changes, but just you wait. In the next step, we're going to look at adding the actual CSS code that will transform these boring links into those awesome ones we showed you in the preview. Okay, so to add the code is not that super hard to do. All we need to do now that we've set everything up is to go back to the back end of our site here, and then we're going to go ahead and add a new module. We're going to add a code module. And there's a few different ways to do this. You can add a code module here. You can add it in your theme settings. And because we're targeting specific text modules with that class, that DE highlights class that we added in the previous step, we'll only target those throughout the page. Since this is just a tutorial on this one page, we're keeping the code to this page. So we're adding the code module. So adding the code module, we're just going to put in a style tag because we're adding CSS. And then we need to go to the blog article to get the code. So heading over to the blog article, under the adding the CSS code section, you'll see the code embedded there. We'll just go ahead and select all the code, and then we'll hop back in here. And you'll see as soon as I paste this in here, these links are going to change instantly. And there you go. Code's pasted in there. And when you hover them, we see that our desired effect is there. It looks super awesome. That didn't take a lot of effort, but now it's a little bit more engaging for the people that visit your site. Now, maybe you want to apply this to all the links throughout your Divi install, and that's totally possible. All you would need to do is when you open up the settings for your code module is to remove all the references to DE highlights class, the one that we added to that text module. This way, what it's going to do, it's going to target every paragraph that contains an A tag that's a link, and then I'll add the appropriate styling to it. Now you'll see that there's one up here, and then when we scroll down a little bit, you'll see that there's two more here. So you would just need to delete those out, and it'll be applied over your entire Divi website, but only if you've added this code to the theme options custom CSS section. This code module will only operate on this page, so it would only change all the links on this particular page. So if you wanted to do it that way, that is another option. So in the next step, we'll take a look at how to customize this code to get it to fit your brand on your Divi website. Okay, so you think this is awesome, but it's not looking, in line with your branding, your colors, or whatever it might be, and maybe you just want to do some different things. That's not a problem. Let's quickly walk through the code and show you where you can go ahead and make the changes so that this awesome effect will fit your brand on your Divi website. we're going to go here on the back end again, and we're going to open up the settings for that code module. Now, let me expand that a bit here for you so that we can see everything nice and easy. And here we go at the first part for the DE highlights link section. You'll see that it's commented pretty well here with where you would change what. The first setting here is just the color of the initial text on the page. And maybe it's easier if I change this to be visual boulder style. And you'll see that if I change this color here to, let's say, maybe a red, you'll see immediately on the page that the initial text color changes to that red color. Now, let's say we want to change the colors of the lines. We can also do that. We can change the color of the first line and the background that line expands to by targeting the second linear gradient here. It's got to be the second one, and you have to change both these colors to the same color. Let me just go and move this to a blue color. I'll copy that, and then I'll go to the next one, and I'll just paste that code in there as well. Forget the hash. There we go. And now you'll see the line is blue and it expands in that blue color. We still have that red color that we changed up here. And then we can also change the color the line turns into by changing these values. And let's just go with this beautiful green color. Oops, I clicked out of that by accident. And then we'll just come back here, paste that in there. And now we'll see when we hover, that bottom line turns green. Now, two more settings to note here is that you can change the color of the text on hover. So, you know, let's make this some pink. So now when we hover, we see the text turns to that pink color. And lastly, we can change the speed of the animation right here. And, you know, talking about how fast that line comes up. If I make that 0.06, you'll see that you can almost not even notice the animation. So that 1.6 looks good. Yep, nice and slow, and you can see it come up. And that's really it, guys. Aside from, you know, whether you want to apply this just locally on a single page or a single text module, or whether you want to do it globally, you know, that all comes down to how you utilize this highlights class. You can delete it if you want it to be applied globally, if it's in the theme settings, or if you just want it globally on one single page, you can also just delete that and throw it into a code module. But that's really it, guys. Yeah, so with that, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really hope that this little guide on how to make the links on your pages and your text models a little bit more interesting was helpful to you. Just remember, we've got tons of tutorials on our blog on the Divi Engine website, and you can also definitely check out the other videos here on our channel. And we'd really appreciate a subscribe or even just a comment and a like if you enjoy this type of content. Definitely show us how you've utilized this, but that will be all from me for now. Again, this is Roby from the Divi Engine team. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.